Ever get that feeling that you were meant for something more? Well, today we're diving into a book that's guided millions on that exact quest, Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. Honestly, it's less of a novel and more like a roadmap to finding your own destiny.
So let's just jump right in with the big one, the question that's at the very heart of this book, and probably one you've asked yourself a time or two. What is your life's true purpose? I mean, that's a huge question, right? But what's so brilliant about The Alchemist is that it doesn't hit you with some dense, complicated philosophy. Instead, it explores this massive idea through the surprisingly simple story of a shepherd boy who just decides to follow a dream. That's really why it feels so timeless. It takes this universal search and makes it feel incredibly personal. Okay, so let's start where it all begins for our hero, Santiago. It all kicks off with a powerful, prophetic dream. And this dream, it's the spark that lights the entire fire. So we meet Santiago. He's a young shepherd in Andalusia, and he's pretty happy with his life, just wandering with his flock. But then his entire world gets turned upside down by this dream he keeps having, a super vivid vision of a treasure buried all the way over at the Egyptian pyramids. It's a call he just can't shake. So he takes this incredible leap of faith, sells his sheep, and sets off on a wild journey that'll take him from the green fields of Spain to the huge, unforgiving desert. But here's the thing, this quest isn't really about finding a chest full of gold. It's about something much, much bigger. It's about fulfilling what the book calls a personal legend. So you're probably wondering, what in the world is a personal legend? Well, Coelho's idea is that it's your unique destiny. It's that one true calling that you, and only you, are meant to fulfill. It's the path that when you follow it with everything you've got, makes life feel meaningful. It's not just a goal, it's basically your whole reason for being here. And there's this one line from the book that just hits the nail on the head. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. For Santiago, it's not really about the treasure itself. It's the chase, the adventure, the hope of it all. That's what makes his life exciting and totally worth living. Now, Santiago learns pretty fast that he's not totally alone on this journey. He keeps running into these mysterious guides and seeing all these signs, which brings us to the lessons he learns from the universe itself. And this leads us to one of the most famous ideas in the entire book. Coelho puts forward this beautiful concept that when you truly commit to your personal legend, the whole universe literally conspires to help you get there. It's not just sitting back and watching, it's an active partner on your team. But how do you get in on this cosmic help? It's not like you get a text from the universe, right? Santiago has to learn what's called the language of the universe. First, he's got to listen to his heart and trust his gut feelings. Then he has to start noticing the omens, these little things that seem random but are actually signs pointing the way. And finally, and this is probably the hardest part, he has to just trust the journey, even when it takes crazy detours and makes absolutely no logical sense. And this whole idea of reading signs builds on the book's other huge themes. The entire story is really about the power of faith and intuition, learning to trust that little voice inside you. And that leads right to the main point, inner transformation. Just like an alchemist supposedly turns lead into gold, Santiago's journey is all about transforming himself. The real treasure was never just buried in the sand. It was the person he became along the way. Okay, so we've covered the story and the big ideas. But what do people actually think of it? Is it really that good? Let's get to the verdict. All right, let's be real. On the one hand, people love this book. Its messages are super inspiring, and it has this universal appeal, because let's face it, who doesn't want to find their purpose? It's packed with quotes you'll want to write down, and it really makes you think about your own life. But it's not for everyone. Some find the whole philosophy a bit too idealistic, kind of like a fairy tale for grown-ups. And if you're not big on heavy symbolism, all the omens and metaphors might start to feel a little repetitive after a while. And a huge part of the book's magic is just the way it's written. Coelho's style is so simple, but in a powerful way. He uses these little stories and metaphors that make the whole thing feel like you're reading an ancient fable, like a piece of wisdom that's been passed down for centuries. So, what's the bottom line? The Alchemist is just a beautifully crafted book. Its greatest strength is its power to inspire you. It's basically a call to action for anyone who feels a little lost, a reminder to trust the process, go after what you want, and just embrace the person you become along the way.
We followed Santiago's entire journey, from a simple shepherd to someone who understands the language of the universe. So we'll leave you with the same question the book leaves its readers. What's stopping you from pursuing your personal legend?